Hey guys, Ron here, and a couple months ago I released a video where I randomly generated a bunch of attributes like type combo and environment, and the 4 Poketubers that I invited had to figure out how to design a Pokemon based on these attributes. Once they handed in their design, I redrew their Fakemon, and even threw in my own design into the mix. And the guests had to vote for their favorite without knowing whose is whose. You guys absolutely loved the previous video, so here's part 2 with 4 new guests. Let's see if the winner is one of their Fakemon or the secret one I made. Make sure to leave a like if you want to see a part 2, and subscribe to know when that comes out, if it does. You'll never know unless you subscribe.
Hello, hello.
What's up, gamers?
All right, let's see what we got here.
I'm gonna hit this spoiler button.
You already spoil me, Peter.
Oh, Shannon.
A desert with towering sandstone arches and shifting dunes.
Reminds me of Dune. I haven't seen
Read
it,
it.
but it reminds me of it.
It reminds me of the title.
Personality, confidently mischievous.
I'm thinking like a ghost or a dark type with the mischievousness. Although, I just realized it says type right there.
Electric dark, okay. Awesome.
Okay, that's kind of like an oxymoron, right? Because you turn off the lights and it's dark, you turn them on and that's electricity.
This guy's gonna be so confused.
But confident.
Is Morpeko really the only electric dark type?
I'm just gonna make Luxray every ROM hacker's dream.
What kind of electric Pokemon hangs out in the desert? They're weak to that.
High special attack, decent special defense, and pretty insane speed.
When you're an electric type surrounded by ground, you gotta be fast.
With the ability Regenerator. Oh my gosh.
Regenerator restores 33% of the Pokemon's max HP upon switching out.
And a very cool color scheme here.
Want to help me come up with this Pokemon? Can you give me some inspiration?
Oh, this seems like it's gonna be hard for me.
I was thinking like some kind of street light, but that doesn't really make sense in a desert environment.
It's got some greens in there. I think lizard, and lizards are pretty common in the desert, but so are cactus.
I think it could be cool if it's like a mummified sort of jackal-like, pharaoh-looking thing.
Mummies are usually slow monsters, but they always have some like regenerative property.
You might expect a Pokemon like that to be ghost electric, but I don't think it's a far cry for something like this to be dark.
And as far as Regenerator, I mean, I think snakes actually, if you like cut off the tip of their tails, it regrows. Or at least I know that's a thing for lizards. So either snake or lizard is definitely where I'm leaning towards with this.
Mischievous, because you wouldn't expect a street lamp to be in the desert.
A lowland Raichu. What if we had another Raichu variant? Hold.
I guess Lucario is kind of a jackal Pokemon.
Oh, see now I'm getting like a vision in my head that could be so cool, and I just know it's not going to be cool. That's the sad thing.
That silvery kind of bluish color.
Yeah.
That is the metal of every street lamp I've ever loved.
And yellow, that is the color of light.
Like surfing the sand dunes.
Like it's actually a predator in this desert, and it uses the glow to attract in prey.
It would make sense for a street lamp to sort of accidentally find himself there. The dunes have been shifting, and he's just like, I'm awake from my nap. The hell? Am I in the desert?
It feels like it could be like the Ore region, like the Coliseum XD. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, and plus, those games are about like snatching Pokemon. Wait, hold on.
I know it took me a while to get there, but I'm excited to actually put this to paper.
I can do like a landscape, but figures and animals and creatures and people, that I really struggle with. So I think my drawing is going to be quite bad, but I trust that yours will be much better.
So the Pokemon I designed is Coilebra, which is a bit of a double entendre because coil, like snake's coil, but also it is an electric Pokemon, like an electric coil, and then the ebra coming from the Spanish word for snake. Because the whole concept for this Pokemon is that it actually hides under the sand and tries to lure in prey with its glowing tail. It actually attacks with its tail because the stats that Ron gave us, it had more like special attacks, so I figured it can shoot lightning out of its tail. It seems more special than physical that way. When I came across rattlesnakes was when I had the idea that its rattle could actually produce electricity, almost like kinetic energy, by moving quickly, it generates energy and electricity.
Okay, I'm going to look at MunchingOrange's design. Oh, a snake. Okay, he got the environment correct, I guess. Snakes can be anywhere, honestly. Even did a whole character sheet and everything. Unfortunately, I'm only going to redesign, one angle, one key art. But I guess this will be useful because now I get to see what's on its back, like those stripes. No, this is a fully fleshed out Fakemon. Even the eyes, he was experimenting. It has everything that a Fakemon would need. I'm not gonna change anything, honestly, now that I think of it. Now that's a blessing and a curse. The blessing is, I mean, he's just a good artist, so good for him. That's pretty cool. The curse is that I'm really not gonna change anything, so he's not gonna gain any like advantage that comes with me having some input on the design, but it's still going to be a very appealing design to just straight up translate into the, Sugimori style.
So, let me introduce you to Orion Raichu. Much like a lowland Raichu, this Pokemon is a product of its environment. Pikachu that have grown up in the Ore region have to adapt to the tough and harsh lifestyle of the desert. He obviously needs the bandages to protect himself from all the sand and such. Obviously, the stat spread doesn't quite line up to the rest of the Raichu line, but Regenerator is a really good ability, so we had to dock him some stat points to factor that one in. But I think it turned out pretty cool. That was the OG concept art right there. So, playing around with the different colors. I'm a little biased, but I think it turned out a little better in the final product.
Oh, hey, looking at Captain Kid's design. Ooh, never thought of doing a form for this series. He drew it really well. Okay, so we're doing a mummy now. Or maybe he's playing on like the regenerator stuff, making it look like a Selgor with the bandages. Regardless, the idea makes total sense. Surfing on the sand dunes, I guess? That'll be fun to draw, surfing Pokemon. Hopefully, when the other people see the final design, they're not gonna have bias because it's literally a Raichu. So it's gonna feel more familiar and therefore maybe gonna feel to them like a more plausible design. Everything is gonna stay conceptually, but I'm just gonna give it a really cool pose.
Okay, our boy has come to life. Name is Flash Knight, the light trap Pokemon.
And we can see in this little picture here, he's got an eye, but it's very squinty. He's one of Brock's favorite Pokemon now. And he's just spitting that light straight out of its mouth. But he's got little like dark claws so that he can snatch his prey. You can see though his little green tail, not only because we had to fit the color green in somehow, but because of his ability. Shannon, would you like to explain that with absolutely no discussion?
Taser tail. That's how
He's got regenerator.
Yeah.
I figure he could like plug in.
You don't want to ask where that plugs in on his opponents.
All right, I'm gonna look at DeliciousSJames, Peter, and Shannon's design. I'm expecting something both stupid and genius. All right. What? Again. It's a good and a bad thing. The whole point is that I want bad art. I shouldn't be saying that, but that's kind of the point, that I get to now have my input instead of just literally just redrawing their thing. I get to actually put some input into it and try to think of ways to make it work. This needs a lot of things to make it work because this right now looks too much like an Ultra Beast. I may lean into it and make it actually look like an Ultra Beast, but I still want to make it look like an actual creature instead of just a sentient lamp, which is kind of boring. Like a modern street lamp is not as cool looking as like a Victorian street lamp or something. So we're gonna maybe give it more elegant style. I think I'm gonna take more inspiration from like a Velociraptor or something like that, or some kind of theropod. That way it still can look bird adjacent because it's giving me bird attributes. So this one's probably gonna change the most so far. This is gonna be very fun to redesign then.
Okay, so the Fakemon I designed is called Faranubis, supposed to be like a clumsy portmanteau or concatenation of Pharaoh and Anubis. I play a lot of Ocarina of Time in my life, and there's an enemy in the Spirit Temple in Ocarina of Time, fittingly called Anubis. So this drawing that I did is kind of loosely based on that. I try to imply that like there's some electricity or maybe this ancient force harnesses electricity and there's some dark energy or something, hence the dark type, that have sort of, taken over the body of this like ancient creature. Obviously that sort of, betrays maybe that it's a ghost type, but these are the types that we were given and I think it still fits decently well.
All right, now I'm gonna look at adef design. A mummy, an Anubis mummy? This is too mummy, honestly. It looks like a ghost type, and that'll be, honestly, to be fair, the last three all look more ghost than dark, honestly. There's a lot of lightning and electricity around it, but I have to consolidate it, because none of the Pokemon like Sugimori style, like key art, the official art that you see, that we try to recreate. And none of the Fakemon like show energy or like moves or any kind of like anything that isn't part of their body or like the weapon that they use that is always with them, like a Farfetch'd. But here I'm gonna have to remove that. But I think I'm gonna combine that electric energy with the tools, because the tools are literally just a Pharaoh's tools, and that would be too much Mummy, and that would be too much Ghost type or even Steel type or something. And this is just this is a dark electric. I'm gonna make it hold lightning instead of the traditional Pharaoh. Don't know what they're called. I'm also gonna have to try to make it not look like Lucario, but it will. And it doesn't look like it would be a normal Pokemon with that like base stat total and ability. So I have to make sure it doesn't look too much like a legendary. It still will look epic, but it can't look like something that would be too odd to encounter in the wild. But it could be, I guess it could be like something like a Volcarona or like a Lucario, I guess. Something that feels legendary but isn't. Now, I'm going to be transparent. I'm designing my Fakemon after theirs because I don't want mine to overlap with any of theirs, just in case. Like, what if two of them made the snake and then I made a snake too, and then it's the same? You know, it's just boring. It's a boring episode. So this time I am designing after this, which makes it tougher because I did want to do a reptile, but there are going to be two reptiles here. And I wanted to do maybe something with mummies, but you have two mummies here. It's a good thing because I'm not going to make what they made, but also it'll be harder because now whatever they made is off limits for me. So it's going to be way harder to come up with an idea. Since none of them did something more like humanoid or something, I'm gonna maybe do a genie, a djinn, basically a storm djinn that creates oases. So I'm gonna throw in my design into there and see if they like it.
All right, Shannon, are you ready to see the first Pokemon?
This isn't even for Ron's video. You just drew 5 Pokemon you wanted me to look at.
I just drew 5 random ones. Yeah, he's gonna love it.
All right, let's take a look at the first Pokemon.
Yo, wait, what the heck? Mine is first. This looks so sick. Oh my god. Look at my little guy.
Coilibra. Wow. Oh, cool.
Oh, fun.
It looks a lot like my guy. Wait, is this my guy?
Coilebras come to life. Oh my god. That's everything I hoped for.
Coilebra? Coilibra?
A Coilibra. You know.
A Coilibra. You know what? My wife complains about those a lot.
Dude, it looks so legit. Like, the style is actually something I could see in Pokemon.
Does it say 5'9"? Oh, it must be the length.
5 foot.
That is a very big man.
I think the eye might be my favorite part. How it's triangle shaped too. Gives that very mischievous look to it.
Like it looks like a millipede on the back of a snake.
Wait, did everybody have the same thing? Is that the... I guess I'm a fake fan. I didn't watch the video.
I really hope when it shakes its tail, you can hear static electricity instead of the sound.
That would be
from
so cool.
Yeah. Dang, even the shiny forms are included as well. That is pretty cool.
The shiny too. Oh my god, it looks like a radioactive snake. That's so sick.
Okay, description. Coilebra burrow under the sand, leaving its glowing tail exposed to lure in curious prey.
It then strikes the moment they get close.
Oh, love that. Anything that like lures in prey, I think that is fascinating. I love this design. The shiny also looks great.
I know we're not supposed to critique them, but I feel like a little hat and a monocle would be great.
Pokemon number 2.
It's a new Raichu.
I mean, obviously I'm biased. I like my guy. I think he's cool, but this looks great.
Yo! We got a Raichu regional form. That's so sick.
Orayan Raichu.
So it's from the Ora region. I played those games, I just don't know how to pronounce it.
The artwork is obviously way better than what I could have done.
He looks like he got like caught up in the bathroom and then got a really important call.
In the desert.
He kind of like was like, oh no.
Oh shit, I'm late for desert.
But I can imagine this like on the desert dunes.
I also like how this Pokemon has handlebar ears so that you can also go for a ride.
That's really sick. The devil horns are a nice touch because, you know, it's half dark type, little mischievous.
The shiny is awesome.
And he's got that mischievous smirk though, you know, the bandages look sick.
This is really cool. Sort of also going with the like mummy vibe that I wound up at.
Makes sense with the stats too, you know, fast special attacker.
I can see how you would get there from the electric dark type. Let's read the description.
It is said that the bandages around Raichu's body never stop growing.
Their tails allow them to expertly surf through the harsh dunes present in the deserts of the Ore region. Yo!
I have sand dune surfed in real life. It's very fun.
Next, we got
Ginneon.
Oh,
okay.
Ginneon. Oh, I like that a lot. Playing on the Jin, like the genie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't even know how to say that Pokemon's name.
I've never known how to pronounce this word. Is it just Jin? I think it's just Jin. and not Djinn.
Ginneon. Is this an Eevee?
So I guess it is an Eevee evolution because it ends in Eon and it's kind of Eevee-like.
Are you suggesting that Finneon is also
Yes.
Eevee evolution?
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
good enough.
Obviously based on a Djinn. Djinns in the desert make a lot of sense.
Like sort of evil genies, I think. It's like very equivalent to like a genie in Mythos.
This one feels like the ominous storm that very rarely comes over the desert.
It looks really cool too. I love how it's like a dark cloud.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted you to wait a minute. That's
No.
it.
From what I know of Djinns, they are quite mischievous creatures, so that definitely fits.
And also the face, like the eyes and nose and mouth are so like mischievous.
Though fickle in nature, this Pokemon has the ability to conjure storms and create a desert oasis.
It only uses this power when befriended by those who do not want to take advantage of its ability. Oh, that's really
Oh,
good.
that's nice.
See, this one I like a lot.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I guess that is kind of Jin's thing, isn't it?
A Pokemon being the one that creates these oases is a pretty cool idea.
Very cool idea for a Pokemon.
This one fits, I feel like, the description, the environment that we were given the most.
Pokemon number 4.
It's us!
My favorite has been chosen.
Whoa, that is...
Whoa, what is this? What? That's so cool.
Flash Knight. I love this.
God, look at this beautiful creature.
I love him.
The blinding Pokemon, Flash Knight. That's so cool.
His shiny is like a 1950s black and gray detective movie. It's like he turned out the light. Oh, it's so
that
good.
is really good.
The shiny is also so cool. It's like a film noir type vibe.
I just love Pokemon that kind of go outside of the box or out of the norm of what you might expect, at least naturally in the desert.
It is a tall lad, 7'11". Bro should be playing basketball.
I could totally see this near like a desert village, you know, blending in with the lamps and lanterns in the actual village.
And just like Raichu, you have handles on the neck. So you can sit on this one and just ride him like a dinosaur.
You could ride these babies for miles.
Get the pioneers.
I want to say like Ultra Beastie, like it comes from a different dimension in the way that it's like very geometric.
This one is so sick. I'm a huge fan of this.
I'm very pleased with that. Man, we're so artistic. But
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I think my favorite detail is the face though, how there's like one that's smiling and the other one angry. I'm guessing there's other faces on the other sides too. That's really cool.
So it's kind of like the drama comedy thing where one face up there is smiling, the other one is frowning. Oh, that's so good.
I think that's like the confidently mischievous thing.
Organic and man-made. And I love the blend.
He kind of gives me Velociraptor vibes, which I love.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, something you gotta know about me is that I was a huge dinosaur kid. And so already the Velociraptor vibes, I'm locked in.
And look at those hands ready for digging.
Look at that tail ready to poke this man straight in the eyes.
This nocturnal Pokemon impersonates a street lamp.
Luring curious Pokemon out of the darkness and into its brilliant light source.
Once illuminated, Flash Knight quickly stuns its prey with its tail.
And shreds it with its claws and consumes it.
The light Flash Knight emits often blinds itself, causing it to stumble out of cities and find itself in far-off lands. That's very cute.
I like the fact that it blinds itself.
I love any Pokemon description or animal description or whatever where it like starts positive for the thing and then ends like, well, they're also kind of stupid.
Thanks for the edit, Ghost Editor.
True Green, you slayed on this one. I mean, you slayed on all of them, but this one's a slay.
All right, final one.
Let's go.
Pharaoh Nubis. Oh, I was wondering if someone was going to do a Pharaoh type of Pokemon.
Okay, this is my boy. This is my boy. Wait, this looks so cool.
Oh, here we go. See, this is cool.
Ooh,
Pharaoh
they went for
Nubis.
very Egyptian. Yes.
I feel like this is kind of where my head also went with like the bandages and stuff like that. They just executed it way better.
God, I like
I'll
this
take-
guy a lot.
Yeah, I really like the staff that's a lightning bolt.
Zeus, the god of thunder with the big lightning bolt that it's holding, but also obviously Anubis, like its name says.
This looks so sick, and the shiny is so sick.
And look at that, more toilet paper.
My gosh, he kind of gives me like a mermaid vibe, if I'm being honest.
But the design is awesome. I love how eerie it looks, that its body just kind of cuts off and it's floating.
Definitely looks like it could be a special attacker.
Okay, you have taken my initial idea for a Pokemon and truly just heightened it. The earring that I had is there. The sort of electric motifs in the eyes are here.
It reminds me of a regional variant of Lucario.
And the bandages are just like flowing and feel like part of its body.
Legends say electricity and a dark force filled the ancient husk of a long-deceased ruler to create this resurrected Pokemon.
Scientists have yet to discover if Faranubis controls its own body.
Or if it's moving through pure electricity and hatred.
Yeah, that's a dark type right there. That's a dark type for sure.
I am a massive fan of this. I think Flash Knight is my favorite, but I don't know.
For me, it is definitely between Diginion and Faranubis.
They're all fantastic. I really love all of them.
If we're going based off the attributes, though, I think I might like Faranubis a bit more, because I can see it more as a fast special attacker.
Everybody took the prompts to a super different route, which is always fun to see.
From the start, it's Coilibra. It's a really simple and cool design. Like, it looks like an actual Pokemon. I think it uses all the colors really well, and I just like him. I think he is a good thing.
I think going for the mummy design with the regenerator ability, I think is what is ultimately gonna give it the nod. We were on the same wavelength, so I'm gonna vote for Faranubis.
I think Flash Knight is the coolest. Again, I'm such a pushover for dinosaurs, but I love this idea of like a street lamp, and the design is so avant-garde and weird.
I like the idea that there's a variant Pokemon with Raichu. I would not have thought to like build off of another Pokemon.
It's tough, but I think I gotta go with Flash Knight. There's just something about it that looks so eerie, almost unsettling in its geometric shape of its body, like contrasting with the more natural claws and legs.
In the end, that means Flash Knight is the winner, the most unconventional design out of all of them. I do admit, it's very entertaining, and at the end of the day, that's kind of what media is for, to entertain. Now let's have all the guests finally see the original designs before I redesign them.
I completely forgot Ron designed one of these. Why do I have a feeling it's the lampshade?
Oh my god, dude. Of course it's Peter and Shannon. Of course it's Peter and Shannon. How could it not be Peter and Shannon, dude? Fucking DeliciousJames, bro. Okay.
Oh, it's not. Okay. DeliciousJames. Great minds think alike, because I had a similar thing of like the light being a lure in the darkness.
We had heart. Look at our drawing. It's
Your drawing, I'm
it's
not taking
clearly
credit
the
for
worst
that.
one.
Their design is so unhinged.
I like Ron's version better, where the lamppost is its face and it has the multiple faces. I like that is top tier. I love that.
Is it like plugged into the wall right here? That's so cool.
Peter and Shannon's take on Flash Knight really looks like it's straight out of Beetlejuice. I love it, dude. You know what? Screw it. It's my favorite before and after the redesign.
All I could think of was like a new age street lamp. Ron went for like the really old ones that you light with a flame, and it's just so much better. It's got the more like the dark energy because old things are dark.
I want to say the original sketch actually looks even creepier, like more from a horror game, but maybe not so much something you'd find in the desert, but in the corner of a creepy old house.
Captain Kids is like almost one-to-one what the thing wound up being. I'm very impressed by those drawings because my drawing and Peter and Shannon's drawing are so bad.
I mean, that one translated pretty much one-to-one from the sketch to the final design. Like, it was very much a complete idea.
Like Captain Kid's original one, he does look more mischievous, like goofy, mischievous. Like
He's
like,
got the tee-hee hand up, yeah.
Yeah, but if I ran into the original Raichu, I would be like, hey, little guy. If I ran into Ron's version, I would be like, please don't kill me.
Captain Kid clearly drawing with colored pencils here, which is so fun and so authentic.
Cool. Okay, so it was adefs. Nice.
It looks like it's the most different from the sketch to the final design. Like, obviously, it's still the same idea, but the sketch made it look more like it was like a knife or a dagger wrapped up in a bandage.
It definitely started out looking like a turd someone wrapped in toilet paper. and then Ron took it in a much better direction.
We're friends with adef. You can't say that. He's not going to be friends with us anymore.
That's why I can say it.
Yeah, Peter and Shannon, those are my boys, and we're all dog shit at artistry.
Anubis, more like a poobus. Am I right?
A poob ass.
MunchingOrange's design is very similar and already looks really good, to be honest with you.
I don't think Ori and Raichu's being in it, that's for sure.
The snake is perfect. Who drew the snake? The snake is just the same guy.
It says right there, Munching Orange.
Oh, is that like a character sheet?
Ron was like, no notes.
My God, there's a style guide for the snake. That's so sick.
That's like a whole character
My guy's
sheet.
got a whole book.
Oh my god.
Sweet.
I think if you showed me just the original designs, I'd probably pick Coilebra as my favorite.
Okay, so the Jin was Ron's.
That's cool. Ron, very cool idea.
I love everybody's ideas. I love all of Ron's designs.
I'm a huge fan of all of these. I would love to see all 5 of these Pokemon present in an actual game.
And thanks for turning my Ori and Raichu into a reality. I think he looks great.
It's so funny to me that the one I picked is people I actually do know. Comical. Delightful.
It was really fun being part of this. Thank you to Ron for inviting me. I've always loved drawing, but I never really get the chance to do it for content or for YouTube at all. So this is a really cool opportunity, and I love seeing the designs of the other artists as well, how those get translated from sketch to, you know, the finalized version that Ron does are always really amazing.
God, that was a lot of fun.
That was really fun, yeah.
Ron, thanks for having me on this. This is a lot of fun. You are a very gifted artist.
And not gonna lie, you guys were amazing guests. This was a perfect group. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see a part 3, and check the description for the links to all these amazing creators, the music I use, the t-shirts I made for you guys, and my Patreon if you guys want to help support these huge projects. You can also do the same by clicking the join button and becoming a member, which will get you cool rewards like seeing my videos days early and discounts on the merch. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky, and I'll see you guys very soon.